He was baptized and gave the second inaugural. He looked to God and set men free. America awakens again. It's the same story throughout history, all of mankind's history. Man finds himself in slavery, and then someone appears to wake America up. It was George Whitefield in the 1740s, an imperfect man, a man who actually, at the same time, was preaching individual rights, brought more slavery to this land. But it was his words that inspired an American generation. They were children at the time. They grew into be John Adams, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. It happens the same way. It has since the burning bush. Moses, freedom, and then they forget. They wander until they remember that God is the answer. He always has been. Yep. And then they begin to trust. Do you know what kind of trust there must have been if you were in bondage in ancient Egypt and you were crying out to the Almighty, send us someone to free us. And a man shows up with a stick. Don't you think they said, you gotta be kidding. The all-powerful, the almighty, and he sends a man slow of speech with a stick. But look what that stick and that man did. Have trust in the Lord and recognize that Moses and Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, they were men. They were just like you. They just picked up their stick. I think I can relate to Martin Luther King out of all of these giants. I can relate to Martin Luther King probably the most because we haven't carved him in marble yet. He's still a man. And that's the message, that man makes a difference. What is it that these men have that you don't? What is it? Abraham Lincoln, the American Indian, Frederick Douglass, the moonshot, the pioneers. What is it they have that you don't have? The answer is nothing. They are exactly like you. They just did the hard thing. They just decided not to see themselves in any other way other than, oh crap, I gotta cross the mountains. Ask yourself, would you have crossed the mountains? I think I would have been stuck at the first river. And if I would have made it all the way to the Rockies, my family would have been right there in Denver, Colorado. Because I would have gotten there and went, oh, you gotta be kidding me. They went on. They relied on God and God's grace. America is great because America is good. But that's not the entire story. She's not just good because she's good. America is only what we choose her to be. We, as individuals, must be good so America can be great. America is at a crossroads, and there is a clear and simple choice. Do we choose to just look at the scars? Do we choose to look back? Or do we do what every great generation has done in America in times of trouble? Look ahead. Dream about what we're going to become, not worried about what we are. Look forward. Look west. look to the heavens, look to God, and make your choice. One of the phrases that comes to mind a lot is, that which you gaze upon, you shall become. What is it we're gazing upon? What is it we look at? Why have we missed gazing upon the reflecting pool? What are you gazing on every day? Because that is what you will become. Are we so jaded as a nation? Are we so pessimistic that we no longer believe in the individual and the power of the individual? Do we no longer believe in dreams and the power of one person making a difference? I testify to you here and now, one man can change the world. Yep. That man or woman is you. You make the difference. Do not stand and look to someone else. Look to yourself. Pick up your stick and stand. Too many Americans are looking to someone else. We must be people that look inside ourselves first, and then are a life raft to those around us that need help, and not give them fish, but teach them how to fish. We are a nation, quite honestly, that is about as good a shape as I am, and that ain't very good. I was running around here this week on these steps trying to line up everything. I'd get up to the top and I'm like, okay, I gotta sit down for a second. Because we've had a soft life. The poorest among us are still some of the richest in the world. The poorest among us have blessings beyond the wildest imagination of anyone that Mother Teresa visited. And yet, we don't recognize it. Instead, we've grown tired. We've grown weak. We're dividing ourselves. There is growing hatred in the country. We must be better than what we've allowed ourselves to become. We must get the poison of hatred out of us, no matter what anyone may say or do, no matter what anyone smears or lies or throws our way or to any American's way. We must look to God and look to love. But are honest and have integrity. There are people that were on this stage, and I'm not going. I don't have permission to say who they were, but there were people on this stage that not only took great personal risk, but also, one in particular, organized for our president, led a prayer breakfast, is a Democrat. You would think the media will tell you that there was only a bunch of Tea Party. No, no. That person stood on this stage because of honor and integrity. There's a lot we can disagree on, but our values and our principles can unite us. We must discover them again. Americans have always looked to explore. We went west, and then we went up.